Namaste. So I'm going to read Book 7, Chapter 10, the story of Satyavrata. Vyasa said, O king, that king Mandata, true to his promise, conquered one after another the whole world and became the paramount sovereign of all the other emperors and got the title Sarva Bhauma, sovereign of all the earth. O king, what more to speak of Mandata's influence at that time that all the robbers, struck with his terror, all fled to the mountain caves. For this reason, Indra gave him the title Trasadasyu. He married Bindumati, the daughter of Sasavindu. Her limbs were proportioned and perfect, and so she was very beautiful. Mandata had by that wife 2 sons, the famous Purukutsta and 2 Muchukunda. Purukutsta and his son Anaranya. This prince was celebrated by the name of Brihadasva. He was very religious and deeply devoted to his father. His son was Haryasva. He was religious and knew the highest reality. His son was Tridanva. His son was Aruna. Aruna's son was Satyavrata. He was very avaricious, lustful, wicked, and willful. Once, on an occasion, that vicious prince, overpowered by lust, stole away the wife of one Brahmin and so created an hindrance in his marriage. O king, the Brahmins, united in a body, came to the king Aruna, bewailing and lamenting, and uttered repeatedly, Alas, we are ruined. The king addressed the grieved subjects, the Brahmins, O Brahmins, what harm has been done to you by my son? Hearing thus the good words of the king, the Dvijas, versed in the Vedas, blessed him, and said, O king, you are the foremost of the powerful. So your son is like you. Today he has forcibly stolen away during the marriage ceremony a Brahmin daughter, already given over in marriage. Vyasa said, O king, the highly religious king, hearing the words of the Brahmins, took them to be true, and said to his son, O one of evil understanding, you have rendered today your name useless by perpetrating this evil act. O vicious one, get away from my house. O sinner, you will never be able to live in my territory. Seeing his father angry, Satyavrata repeatedly said, Father, where shall I go? He said, Live with the Chandalas. You have stolen a Brahmin's wife, and so has acted like a Chandala. Go and live with them happily. O disgrace to your family, I don't like to get issues through you. You have obliterated this family's name. So, O sinner, go wherever you like. Hearing the words from his angry father, Satyavrata instantly quitted the house and went to the Chandalas. The prince, wearing his coat of armor and holding bows and arrows, began to spend away his time with the Chandalas, but he could not get out of his breast his feeling of sympathy and mercy. When he was banished by his liberal-minded angry father, the Guru Vashishta instigated the king to the above purpose. Satyavrata was therefore angry with Vashishta, inasmuch as he, first the Dharmasastras, did not dissuade the father from banishing his son. His father then, owing to some inexplicable cause, quitted the city and, for the sake of his son, went to the forest to practice austerities. O king, owing to that sinful act, Indra did not reign at all in his kingdom for 12 years. O king, just then, Visvamitra too, keeping his wife and children in that kingdom, began to practice severe austerities on the banks of the river Kausiki. The beautiful wife of Kausika then fell into great trouble. how she could maintain the family. All the children, pained with hunger, began to cry, begging for nibar, rice food. The chaste wife of Kausika became very much troubled seeing all this. She thought, seeing the children hungry, where am I to go now, and from whom to beg, and what to do? Inasmuch as the king was not then staying in the kingdom, the husband is not also near, so who would protect my children? The boys was incessantly crying, Fie, therefore, to my life. She thought also thus, my husband left me in this penniless state. We are suffering for want of money. He does not know these, though he is quite able. Save my husband. Who else will support my sons? They will all die now of starvation. I might sell one of my sons. Whatever I get out of that, I can support the others. This is now my highest duty. I owe not to do otherwise and kill all my children. So I will now sell one of my sons to support the others. Thus hardening her mind, she went out tying the child by a rope around his neck. The Muni's wife, for the sake of the other children, fastened the middle son by a cord and got out of her house. The prince Satyavrata saw her distressed with pain and sorrow and asked, O beautiful one, what are you now going to do? Who are you? This boy is crying. Why have you tied him by a rope round his neck? O fair one, speak out truly to me the cause of all this. The wife said, O prince, I am the wife of Vishwamitra. These are my sons. I am now going for want of food to sell one of these out of my own accord. O king, my husband has gone away to practice tapasya. I do not know where he has gone. There is no food in the house, so I will sell one to support the other sons. Satyavrata said, O chaste one, save your children. I will bring to you your articles of food from the forest till your husband does not come here. Daily I will fasten some food on a tree close by your ashrama. Thus I speak truly. The wife of Vishwamitra, hearing these words of the prince, freed the child of the fastening and took him to her ashrama. The child was named afterwards as Galaba, due to his being fastened by the neck. He became a great rishi afterwards. The Vishwamitra's wife then felt great pleasure in her home, surrounded by her children. Filled with regard and mercy, Satyavrata duly performed his task and provided daily the family of Vishwamitra with their food. He used to hunt wild boars, deer, buffaloes, etc., and used to take their flesh to the place where used to dwell the wife of Vishwamitra and the children, and tie that up to an adjoining tree. The rishi's wife used to give those to her children. Thus, getting excellent food, she felt very happy. Now, when the king Aruna went for tapasya to the forest, the Muni Vashishta carefully guarded the Ayodhya city, and the palace and the household. Satyavrata too used to sustain his livelihood daily by hunting, according to his father's order, and abiding by dharma, lived in the forest outside the city. Satyavrata cherished always in his heart, for some cause, a feeling of anger towards Vashishta. When his father banished his religious son, Vashishta did not prevent his father. This is the cause of Satyavrata's anger. Marriage does not become valid until 7 footsteps are trodden, a ceremony. So the stealing away of a girl within that period is not equivalent to stealing away a Brahmin's wife. The virtuous Vashishta knew that. Yet he did not prevent the king. One day the prince did not find anything for hunting. He saw in the forest a cow of Vashishta given milk. Very much distressed by hunger, the king killed the cow like a dacoit, partly out of anger and partly out of delusion. He fastened part of the flesh to that tree for the wife of Vishwamitra, and the remainder he ate himself. O one of good vows, the Vishwamitra's wife did not know that to be beef, and thought it to be dares, and so fed her sons with that. Now when Vashishta came to know that his cow had been killed, he was inflamed with anger and spoke to Satyavrata, O vicious one, what a heinous crime have you committed? Like a pisacha, by killing the cow, for the killing of the cow, the stealing of a Brahmin's wife, and the fiery anger of your father, for these 3 crimes, let they come out of your head. 3 sankus, or 3 marks of leprosy as the signs of your crimes. From this day you will be widely known by the name of Trisanku, and you will show your pisacha form to all the beings. Vyasa said, O king, the prince Satyavrata, thus cursed by Vashishta, remained in that retreat and practiced severe tapasya. But he got from a Muni's son the excellent mantram of the highest auspicious Devi Bhagavati and became merged in the contemplation of that. Here ends the 10th chapter of the 7th book on the story of Satyavrata in the Mahapuranam Srimad Devi Bhagavatam of 18,000 verses by Maharishi Ved Vyasa. Om